Hello, welcome to OnceHub Tutorials. My name is Vivek, and today I'll show you how to use OnceHub's Watch Bookings trigger with Make, formerly known as Integromat. This would allow you to track the entirety of your booking lifecycle from the time it is scheduled to the time it is completed, and this includes if the meeting is cancelled or rescheduled. This allows you to set up different scenarios within Make, which depends on the booking status. For example, you could set up a scenario within Make so that whenever a new booking is scheduled, a new record is created in your CRM. Whereas if a booking was rescheduled, instead of a new record being created, Make would identify the same record and update it. For today's video, I have set up a Google Sheet, and the idea is to send data from OnceHub to this Google Sheet. The data we want to capture includes the name, the email, the current booking status, the meeting date and time, the location for the meeting, and the answer to two custom questions I have set up within the booking form. One is for my preferred meeting frequency, and the other is for if I have worked with a financial advisor before or not. So whenever a client fills out these details on their booking form, I want to capture that information and send it to this Google Sheet. Let's take a look at how this would be set up within Make. For this, we can go to Scenarios and open the Scenario Builder. Once the Scenario Builder loads, we can search for OnceHub as the first application and select the trigger as Watch Bookings. Under Webhook, I will select the webhook I have already set up. You can refer to our introduction video on how to connect OnceHub with Make, which also goes through setting up this webhook. I will go ahead and save this, and we can run this module once. I will also enable the toggle so that the module stops as soon as we receive a booking. Let's go ahead and schedule a test meeting now on my booking calendar. This allows us to get an idea of the data that we would be working with. I will be scheduling the meeting for 1 hour and selecting the LA office. I will be entering some random details. You can also see the two custom fields that I have set up. I will select no for the first question, and for how often do I want to meet, I will select bi-yearly. Let's go ahead and schedule the meeting, and we can take a look at Make. So we can see that the module has stopped running and the data was received correctly. So here you will find your booking information, such as the information that I had just filled out under conversation. Here under conversation, if I expand the array for answers, I can see each of the questions in the booking form. So the idea is to map all of this information to my Google Sheet. For this, I will click on the plus button and select the application as Google Sheets, and the action I want to perform is adding a row. Here, I will quickly select my Google Sheet from my Google Drive and also select the sheet name, which is the first sheet. Once I've done this, you'll see that the column headers have automatically populated within Make. We want to map each of these columns to the data that we received from the OnceHub webhook payload. For the data that was entered by me during the test meeting, this would have to be mapped manually since the data payload has a different format to it. So for the name, as this information is under data, and under data, it is under conversations, and under conversations, it is under answers, and it is the first answer. So the way that I would be mapping it is one, which is the first entry, data, and then we want to search under conversation and then answers. And I want the value for the first array that we see, and we can close this mapping. So by doing the mapping like this, we are telling make that the name information is in this particular array. Similarly, I can simply copy this and paste this for the email, since the second answer contains the value for the email. The booking status, which was not filled by me during the meeting, can be found from within the payload data itself by simply searching for status. I will enter the status field here. Similarly, for the meeting date and time, I can search for starting time, which will give me the starting time for the meeting. The location as well does not need to be under answers. We can add the location description field here. Coming back to the preferred meeting frequency and work with financial advisors before, we can take a look at the data within our payload. So under conversation, if we go down to answers, you will see that the preferred meeting frequency is the value for the fifth answer. So accordingly, I will enter 5 here. And since this is the fourth one, I would be entering that value. Let's go ahead and save these values and run the module once to see if it is working correctly or not. I will be running the module from a previous entry. So let's go ahead and do that. It looks like some data was sent to the Google Sheet. So let's take a look at our Google Sheet. Here you can see that the details have populated correctly. So we can see Ryan's name, email, the booking status. The meeting date and time, which you're seeing here, is in the IANE format. So you may have to use a formatter if you want to see the meeting date and time in the correct time zone. The location is appearing correctly as the LA office, and we can also see the answers to the 2 custom fields that we had set up. I hope this video was helpful in understanding how you can use the watch bookings trigger with Make. In case you have any queries, you can always reach out to us at support@oncehub.com. I hope you have a good day and take care.